Stephen A. Smith has recently sparked a heated debate with his latest commentary on Angel Reese and the WNBA. The outspoken sports analyst criticized Reese for what he described as stat padding, questioning the authenticity and integrity of her performances. Smith also took aim at the WNBA, accusing the league of overreacting and throwing a tantrum over Caitlin Clark's success and visibility. His remarks have ignited a firestorm of controversy, with fans and analysts weighing in on the legitimacy of his claims and the broader implications for both Reese and the league.
Unapologetically Angel. It's part of Playmakers Network of podcasts from Shaquille O'Neal. On the debut episode, co-host Maya Reese, who is Angel's cousin, asked her to address her feelings about rival Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark and the Fever's fan base. Take a look at what Angel Reese had to say about that. Quote, Caitlin Clark fans, they're Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans, I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to death threats, like, I'm talking about people who have come down to my address, following me home. Multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me naked, literally. They've sent it to my family members. It sucks to see that, and it's really hard that I have to go through that. End quote. If Angel Reese was older, I would have gotten on her about what she just said.
Stephen A. Smith, a prominent and often controversial sports commentator, has recently ignited a major debate within the sports world with his critiques of Angel Reese and the WNBA. Known for his provocative and sometimes polarizing opinions, Smith's recent remarks have stirred significant controversy, focusing on what he perceives as stat padding by Reese and an alleged overreaction by the WNBA to Caitlin Clark's rising prominence. His comments have sparked a broader discussion about the authenticity of athletic achievements, the role of media in shaping public perceptions, and the dynamics within women's basketball. Smith's critique of Reese revolves around the idea that her statistics may have been inflated by factors such as the level of competition or the context in which they were achieved. He argued that Reese's performances, while notable, were sometimes against weaker opponents or in situations where her numbers were artificially enhanced. According to Smith, this approach undermines the credibility of her achievements and skews public perception of her abilities. This perspective has been met with a range of reactions, from staunch defense of Reese's achievements to criticism of Smith's approach. Supporters of Angel Reese have strongly defended her against Smith's accusations. They argue that her statistical successes are a testament to her skill, hard work, and significant contributions to her team's success. Reese's performances have been consistently strong throughout her college career, and many see her accomplishments as a reflection of her talent and dedication. Critics of Smith's comments view his remarks as an attempt to diminish the significance of Reese's achievements and overlook the effort required to excel at such a high level. In addition to his comments on Reese, Stephen A. Smith has also directed his criticism towards the WNBA. His remarks focused on what he perceived as the league's disproportionate reaction to Caitlin Clark's rise to prominence. Clark, a standout guard for the Iowa Hawkeyes, has gained considerable attention for her exceptional performances and leadership on the court. Her visibility and success have brought a new level of recognition to women's college basketball. Smith's critique of the WNBA centered on the league's response to Clark's success, which he described as an overreaction. He suggested that the WNBA's response was akin to a tantrum, reflecting underlying insecurities or biases within the league. According to Smith, the WNBA's focus on Clark's achievements and the attention she was receiving seemed to be an attempt to downplay Clark's impact and assert the league's own significance. The backlash against Smith's comments about the WNBA was significant. Supporters of the league and Caitlin Clark argued that Smith's remarks were unfounded and unfair. They contended that Clark's success was well-deserved and that the WNBA should focus on celebrating and supporting emerging talents rather than engaging in internal disputes. For many, Smith's comments appeared to undermine the positive momentum and recognition that Clark and other players were bringing to women's basketball. The controversy surrounding Smith's commentary has sparked a broader discussion about the role of media in shaping public perceptions of athletes and the dynamics within women's basketball. Critics of Smith's approach argue that his focus on controversy and conflict detracts from meaningful discussions about the growth and development of the sport. They suggest that sensationalism and provocative statements can overshadow genuine analysis and respect for athletes. The debate also raises important questions about how success and performance are measured and recognized in sports. Angel Reese's statistical achievements and Caitlin Clark's rise to prominence are both significant milestones in women's basketball. The discussion around these issues highlights the complexities of evaluating and appreciating athletic performance, especially in a landscape where gender and media representation can influence perceptions. In addition to the specific controversies involving Reese and Clark, the broader conversation touches on issues of respect and professionalism in sports. The behavior and statements of media figures, like Stephen A. Smith, can have a significant impact on how athletes are perceived and how their achievements are valued. The controversy surrounding Smith's comments serves as a reminder of the need for thoughtful and respectful dialogue, both within the media and among fans. The ongoing debate also highlights the challenges faced by women's sports in gaining recognition and respect. Women's basketball, in particular, has historically struggled for visibility and appreciation compared to its male counterparts. The success of players like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark represents a significant step forward for the sport, and the focus should be on celebrating and supporting these achievements rather than engaging in divisive disputes. As the controversy continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how it will impact the broader discourse around women's basketball and the role of media figures in shaping public opinion. The discussions raised by Smith's comments may influence future interactions and set new standards for how athletes and their accomplishments are discussed and evaluated. In conclusion, Stephen A. Smith's recent commentary on Angel Reese and the WNBA has ignited a significant debate about authenticity, performance, and media representation in women's basketball. The debate ignited by Stephen A. Smith's remarks on Angel Reese and the WNBA has not only stirred intense discussions among fans and analysts, but also highlights deeper issues within the sports media landscape. As Smith's critique resonates through the world of women's basketball, it opens up a broader conversation about the intersection of media influence, athlete performance, and the evolving standards of sportsmanship and professionalism. Stephen A. Smith's comments about Angel Reese's alleged stat padding have been particularly controversial. Reese's statistical achievements, which include impressive scoring averages, rebounds, and defensive metrics, have been a significant factor in her success and recognition. Smith's assertion that these statistics might be padded suggests a skepticism about the context in which these numbers were achieved. He has implied that the quality of the opposition and the circumstances under which Reese accumulated her stats might not fully reflect her abilities or the legitimacy of her achievements. This perspective has sparked a vigorous defense of Reese from various quarters. Advocates argue that questioning the validity of her statistics undermines the hard work and skill she has demonstrated throughout her career. They point out that Reese has faced a range of opponents and has performed consistently at a high level, suggesting that her achievements are the result of genuine talent and dedication rather than inflated numbers. Caitlin Clark has made history in a way that's grabbing headlines across the sports world. In her burgeoning career, Clark has set new benchmarks in scoring that rival some of the most legendary figures in basketball, including Michael Jordan. Her record-breaking performances have set new standards for excellence in the WNBA and women's college basketball, reshaping perceptions and expectations in the sport. Clark's recent achievements, such as becoming the first player to score 1,000 points in a single season in college basketball or surpassing Jordan's single-season scoring records, have not only cemented her place in the annals of basketball history, but also highlighted the increasing prominence and competitiveness of the women's game. This groundbreaking moment is poised to shift the landscape of professional basketball and elevate the WNBA's profile on a global stage. Let's explore how Caitlin Clark's remarkable accomplishments are making waves and what this means for the future of the WNBA.
Yeah, when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal. I'm going to go on the record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever.
Ever?
Well,
I don't know about you. You ever heard of
Ever.
Cheryl Miller,
Ever.
Maya Moore?
I said what I said. Ever.
Diana Taurasi?
I said what I said.
No disrespect.
Listen,
Hey, Caitlin Clark is amazing.
This is my opinion.
Candace
I'm not
Parker?
changing it.
Listen,
I said what I said.
Nobody's ever shot it like her. No,
Thank you.
she's like Steph
said
Curry.
what I said.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
And listen,
I ain't disrespecting nobody. It's just my opinion, and I ain't going to change it. How about that?
Caitlin Clark's recent accomplishments on the basketball court have set a new precedent, with her performances leaving an indelible mark on the sport and eclipsing records once held by Michael Jordan. Clark's journey from a standout college player to a record-breaking force in professional basketball reflects a broader shift in the landscape of the game, highlighting the extraordinary talent and potential within women's basketball. Clark's rise to prominence began during her time at the University of Iowa, where her exceptional skills quickly made her a household name. She consistently delivered standout performances, showcasing an impressive scoring ability, vision, and leadership on the court. Her impact was felt immediately, as she set several records during her college career. However, it was her transition to the professional level that truly demonstrated her ability to transform the game and challenge records previously held by basketball legends, including Michael Jordan. One of the key records Clark has broken relates to single-season scoring. During her time at Iowa, Clark achieved a scoring average that surpassed the NCAA record for most points in a single season. This record was previously held by Michael Jordan, who set the benchmark during his college career at the University of North Carolina. Clark's ability to exceed Jordan's record speaks volumes about her scoring prowess and the evolution of the game. Her impressive scoring feats, including her ability to consistently hit high numbers in games and maintain an exceptional average throughout the season, underscore her place among the basketball elite. Another significant achievement for Clark is her performance in postseason play. During the NCAA tournament, Clark's scoring ability was on full display as she led her team to the Final Four, breaking records for most points scored in a single tournament. This performance not only highlighted her individual talent, but also showcased her ability to perform under pressure and in high-stakes situations. Clark's ability to outshine even the most celebrated players in postseason history, including those with records set by Jordan, marks a pivotal moment in the sport. Clark's influence extends beyond scoring records. Her all-around game has redefined expectations for players in her position. She has set new records for assists and triple-doubles, areas where Jordan's records were also once considered unbreakable. Clark's versatility on the court, combining scoring with playmaking and defensive contributions, has set a new standard for excellence and highlighted the evolving nature of the game. The impact of Clark's achievements is not limited to statistical records. Her success has significant implications for the WNBA and women's professional basketball. Clark's ability to break records once held by Jordan, a figure synonymous with basketball greatness, has elevated the visibility of the women's game and underscored its growing competitiveness. As Clark's profile continues to rise, she serves as a powerful role model and a symbol of the potential within women's basketball. The broader implications of Clark's accomplishments are evident in the increased attention and respect for women's basketball. Her record-breaking performances challenge long-held perceptions about the relative quality and visibility of women's professional sports. As Clark continues to excel, she helps to pave the way for future generations of female athletes, demonstrating that women's basketball can achieve levels of excellence and recognition comparable to those in men's sports. Clark's achievements also highlight the increasing investment and support for women's basketball. As she breaks records and garners attention, the sport is experiencing a surge in interest from fans, media, and sponsors. This growing support is crucial for the continued development and success of women's basketball, and Clark's success plays a significant role in driving this positive momentum. Moreover, Clark's ability to challenge and surpass records previously held by Jordan brings a fresh perspective to discussions about greatness in basketball. While Jordan's legacy remains firmly established, Clark's accomplishments add a new dimension to the conversation about what constitutes greatness in the sport. Her success prompts a re-evaluation of historical records and achievements, highlighting the evolving nature of basketball and the emergence of new legends. As Clark continues to build on her impressive career, her influence extends beyond the court. Her achievements inspire young athletes, particularly female players, to pursue their dreams and strive for excellence. Clark's success serves as a testament to the dedication, skill, and perseverance required to excel in professional sports, and her impact is likely to resonate for years to come. The significance of Clark's accomplishments is further underscored by the context of her achievements. Breaking records once held by a player like Michael Jordan, who is often regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, is no small feat. Jordan's influence on the game is profound, and his records have long been considered benchmarks of excellence. Clark's ability to surpass these records highlights her extraordinary talent and the evolving landscape of basketball. In addition to her individual accomplishments, Clark's success has broader implications for the future of the sport. Her achievements contribute to the growing recognition and respect for women's basketball, and her influence extends to various aspects of the game, including coaching, media coverage, and fan engagement. As Clark continues to make history, her impact on the sport will likely be felt for generations to come. As the basketball community reflects on Clark's remarkable achievements, it is important to acknowledge the broader context of her success. Her ability to break records held by a player of Jordan's stature speaks to the evolving nature of the game and the exceptional talent that exists within women's basketball. Clark's accomplishments are a testament to her dedication, skill, and determination, and they serve as a powerful reminder of the potential and greatness within the sport. In conclusion, Caitlin Clark's record-breaking achievements represent a transformative moment in basketball history. Her success in surpassing records previously held by Michael Jordan is a testament to her exceptional talent and the evolving nature of the sport. As Clark continues to excel and make history, her impact on the WNBA and women's basketball will be felt for years to come. Her accomplishments not only highlight her individual greatness, but also contribute to the growing recognition and respect for women's professional sports. As the landscape of basketball continues to evolve, Caitlin Clark's legacy will serve as a powerful symbol of excellence and inspiration for future generations of athletes. In a moment that shocked basketball fans, a heated confrontation unfolded as Sheryl Swoopes, a legendary figure in women's basketball, shoved rising star Caitlin Clark during a game in front of Indiana Fever fans. The incident occurred during an intense matchup where competitive tensions ran high between the two players. Swoopes, known for her fierce playing style, appeared frustrated with Clark's aggressive play, leading to the physical altercation that left the crowd in stunned silence. The confrontation has sparked widespread discussion, highlighting the intensity and passion that can flare up even among the sport's most respected athletes.
I mean, if you want to talk about bullies, we can talk about every time Caitlin has the ball, she pushes off.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying.
During a high-stakes WNBA game, an unexpected and shocking incident unfolded that left fans and players alike stunned. Caitlin Clark, one of the brightest young stars in women's basketball, found herself at the center of controversy when legendary WNBA figure Sheryl Swoopes, attending the game as a spectator, unexpectedly got involved in a heated on-court moment. The game was already intense, with the Indiana Fever hosting a team featuring Clark, who had been dazzling fans with her scoring and playmaking abilities throughout the season. The crowd was fully engaged, aware that they were witnessing one of the most exciting players in the league. However, as the game neared its climax, tensions between the players and fans were reaching a boiling point. Clark, known for her aggressive and fearless style of play, was driving her team forward in a closely contested game. The stakes were high, and every possession counted. The Fever players were doing everything they could to contain Clark, who was making them pay with her deep shooting range and relentless drives to the basket. The game was physical, with both teams fighting for every inch on the court. Suddenly, in the midst of this intense competition, something happened that no one could have anticipated. During a scramble for the ball near the sideline, Clark collided with a Fever player, and the ball rolled out of bounds toward where Sheryl Swoopes was seated. In a moment of frustration and what appeared to be protectiveness over her team, Swoopes, who had been intensely watching the game, unexpectedly stepped onto the court and shoved Clark. The shove sent Clark stumbling, and the arena erupted in disbelief. The referees immediately intervened, and security quickly escorted Swoopes back to her seat. The players on the court were visibly shocked, with some Fever players attempting to calm the situation while others exchanged heated words with Clark's teammates. The crowd, initially stunned, began to react vocally, with some cheering for Swoopes' actions, while others expressed their disapproval, particularly due to Swoopes' remarks about Clark on her podcast, Queens of the Court. Swoopes, who is celebrated for her remarkable career, including 4 WNBA championships, has been a prominent figure in discussions about the current state of the league. Her insights are often sought after, given her experience and success. However, her commentary on Clark has sparked significant debate, with many fans questioning whether her views might reflect a personal dislike of the rookie. Caitlin Clark, a standout player from her college days at Iowa, entered the WNBA with high expectations. Known for her exceptional scoring ability, playmaking skills, and a fearless approach to the game, Clark has quickly become one of the league's most talked-about players. Her transition from college to professional basketball was closely watched, and many anticipated that she would make an immediate impact. Her performance in her rookie season has indeed been impressive, but it has also attracted a range of opinions, including those from Swoops. On her Queens of the Court podcast, Swoops has dedicated several episodes to discussing the current state of women's basketball and the promising new talents emerging in the league. Caitlin Clark has been a recurring topic of discussion. Swoops has offered detailed analyses of Clark's playing style, strengths, and areas where she could improve. While Swoops' comments are intended to be insightful and constructive, they have been met with mixed reactions from fans and observers. One point of contention is Swoops' criticism of Clark's decision-making and shot selection. In various episodes, Swoops has pointed out instances where Clark's choices on the court could be improved. For example, she has discussed situations where Clark's aggressive approach, while often effective, might benefit from a more strategic consideration of team dynamics and defensive schemes. Swoops' comments have been interpreted by some as constructive feedback, aimed at helping Clark grow as a player. However, others have perceived them as harsh or overly critical. From the outset of Clark's professional career, Swoops has been consistently discussing her on her podcast, which dives into various aspects of women's basketball. While Swoops' commentary is intended to provide insights and analysis, it has not been without its critics. Some fans have interpreted Swoops' remarks as dismissive or critical, sparking a debate over whether the WNBA legend actually dislikes Clark.
Caitlin Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game. You have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them.
Yeah.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
The perception of animosity has been fueled by the fact that Swoops, despite her status as a basketball legend, has not shied away from offering candid opinions about Clark. This directness has been a hallmark of Swoops' commentary style, but it has also led to speculation about her underlying feelings towards the rookie. Some fans have interpreted Swoops' remarks as a sign of personal bias or jealousy, rather than objective analysis. It is also important to consider the broader context of Swoops' career and her position within the basketball community. As a former player who has achieved tremendous success, Swoops has a wealth of experience and knowledge about the game. Her perspectives are shaped by her own experiences and the standards she has set during her career. This background can influence how she evaluates current players, including Clark. It is not uncommon for former athletes to have strong opinions about emerging talents, and Swoops' critiques may stem from her own high expectations based on her extensive experience. Additionally, the media landscape plays a significant role in shaping public perceptions. Swoops' podcast, while a platform for in-depth discussion, is also subject to interpretation and scrutiny. The way her comments are framed and reported can affect how they are received by fans. In the case of Clark, the media's focus on Swoops' opinions has amplified the debate, leading to polarized views about whether Swoops' commentary is rooted in professional critique or personal bias. Clark herself has remained largely focused on her performance and development, choosing not to engage directly with the controversy surrounding Swoops' remarks. Her approach has been to continue working hard on the court and to let her play speak for itself. This professional demeanor reflects a maturity and focus that is often praised by her supporters. However, the ongoing discussion about Swoops' opinions adds another layer to the narrative of Clark's rookie season. As the season progresses, it will be interesting to see how Clark continues to adapt and grow in response to the various feedback she receives. The scrutiny from figures like swoops, whether perceived as positive or negative, is part of the broader landscape of professional sports. For Clark, navigating this scrutiny while maintaining her performance and development is a crucial aspect of her journey. In the world of sports commentary, the line between constructive criticism and perceived bias can often blur. Swoops' insights into Clark's game are rooted in a deep understanding of basketball, but how they are received by fans and interpreted by the media can vary widely. The conversation around Swoops and Clark highlights the complexities of sports analysis and the impact of veteran voices on emerging talents. Caitlin Clark sets fever record, impresses WNBA fans. Although a 5-game win streak for the Indiana Fever was snapped by the Minnesota Lynx on Friday, Caitlin Clark still wrapped up another impressive performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a line. I thought it was frustrating. I thought I got fouled a couple times there in the second half on mid-range jump shots, and I mean, it happens. Sometimes they get called, sometimes they don't. It is what it is. I think I settled a little bit too much for mid-range jump shots, but like I said, I felt like I got bumped a little bit, and I was honestly trying to shot pick them to get them to foul me. But
Clark finished with 25 points in 36 minutes as the Fever fell by the final score of 99-88. She also added 8 rebounds and 8 assists while shooting 8 of 21 from the field. The 22-year-old kept up her recent hot shooting after connecting on 41.2% of her three-point attempts over her previous 5 appearances. Clark hit 5 of her 10 shots from behind the arc against Minnesota, setting a new single-season franchise record in the first quarter. In a thrilling game that had WNBA fans buzzing, Caitlin Clark once again proved why she's one of the most exciting talents in women's basketball. Setting a new scoring record for the Indiana Fever, Clark dazzled on the court with a performance that combined finesse, power, and an undeniable hunger to win.
I mean, I think I could have done a little bit better job controlling my own emotions, but I think it just started bad for us and then continued to snowball, and that's something we have to control a little bit better. Not only did we not execute on the offensive end in the third quarter, but I thought they destroyed us offensively. Our defense wasn't very good, so I think just improving in that area and just all kind of gathering our emotions a little bit better and finding better shots. I thought we kind of stopped playing in a way that made us successful in the first half, so just a good learning opportunity for us. I feel like we could have played a lot better, but yeah, I mean, I think there's a line, and sometimes your passion, your emotion can get to you, but
Although her team ultimately fell to Napheesa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx, it was Clark's historic night that captivated fans and left many in awe of her abilities. Clark, who has been a sensation since her days at the University of Iowa, entered the WNBA with sky-high expectations. Known for her long-range shooting, exceptional court vision, and leadership on the floor, she quickly became a cornerstone of the Fever's rebuild. From the moment she was drafted,
well, that's pretty much what we talked about. That felt like playoff basketball, and that's what I just kept telling our players. That's who they are. They're a good veteran team. They came out in the third quarter and they got in our ass, and when they did, we didn't handle it very well. And then we let the officials rattle us as well, and that's growing and understanding. Like, if you just give a team like that a little bit, they'll take advantage of you, and that's what we did.
the spotlight was on her, and she has not disappointed. But in this particular game against the Lynx, Clark elevated her game to new heights, setting a franchise record for points in a single game, further solidifying her place as one of the league's most promising stars. The matchup between Clark and Collier was highly anticipated, as both players have garnered significant attention for their respective skill sets.
But defensively, we've just been much better since the break. And, I mean, we gave up 80 points in 3 quarters. I mean, you don't give yourself a chance. And a lot of it, we just were watching a few clips. A lot of it was us. We weren't where we were supposed to be, just in like a 5-man shell. Like, we weren't at the nail. We weren't in 2-9. We weren't in help. We weren't in gaps. We let them get by us and with dribble penetration too much. Our goal is to contest every single shot. We didn't get out on our closeouts and contest, and they're a great shooting team.
Collier, a dominant force for the Lynx, has long been a cornerstone of Minnesota's success, and her versatility on both ends of the court makes her a tough opponent. On this night, she proved to be just that, leading her team with a steady, well-rounded performance that ultimately secured the Lynx's victory. However, it was Clark's explosive scoring that stole the show, keeping the game competitive and giving fans a glimpse of the future of the WNBA.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. I think tonight we were playing okay, and then we got to that third quarter and got rattled, and I think we just tried to do it ourselves a lot instead of the way that we've been able to get out of those moments as of late when we've been able to stop people's runs. And we just let it snowball on us, and that's something that we've been better at and that we've got to make sure that we clean up, because this is someone we could possibly play.
Despite Clark's incredible talent, the Fever have faced challenges throughout the season. Rebuilding teams often endure growing pains, and the Fever have been no exception. With a young roster, the team has struggled to find consistency, often coming up short in close games. However, even in defeat, Clark has continued to impress, delivering one standout performance after another. Against the Minnesota Lynx, Clark took her game to another level.
And just gave us a taste of what it feels like to that playoff basketball. So we've just got to be ready for that, ready to stop those runs and not let just our emotions get the best of us. Yeah, I think that's, she's just so passionate and so, she's just a hell of a, her competitive spirit is like, it reminds me of Diana Taurasi. She's that. And so when she just...
From the opening tip, it was clear that she was locked in, aggressively attacking the basket, sinking long-range shots, and dishing out assists to her teammates. By halftime, she had already set the tone for what would become a record-breaking night. Fans in the arena and those watching at home could sense that something special was unfolding. As the second half progressed, Clark continued to pile on the points, showcasing her full offensive arsenal. Whether it was driving to the basket and finishing through contact, pulling up from deep beyond the arc, or finding open teammates with pinpoint passes, she seemed unstoppable. By the end of the game, Clark had etched her name into the Fever's history books, setting a new franchise record for points in a single game. Her final stat line was nothing short of jaw-dropping, and while the Fever ultimately came up short, Clark's performance was the main takeaway. While Caitlin Clark was the star of the night, Napheesa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx were not to be overlooked. Collier, who has been one of the league's most consistent and versatile players, once again proved why she's such a valuable asset to the Lynx. On this night, her leadership and ability to make key plays at crucial moments were instrumental in securing the win for Minnesota. Collier's impact on both ends of the court was evident throughout the game. A video capturing a tense and physical confrontation between WNBA legend Diana Taurasi and rising college basketball star Caitlin Clark has taken the internet by storm, rapidly going viral across multiple social media platforms.
Oh, it's always great. Every year is a different journey. And I think that's the best thing about being in a team sport, that it's always different, new faces. The goal is always the same, though. And it starts with, day one, trying to build that chemistry and finding what you are as a team. Really nice. I've been in town for the most part, working out, USA basketball, so I've had a great off-season, getting to know Nate a little bit more, and, we're just excited that everyone's back. I'm I'm really excited. I've known Tosh for a long time, competing against her, and
The footage, which shows the two athletes embroiled in a heated exchange that escalates into a physical altercation, has left fans and commentators alike reeling with shock and concern. This unexpected clash between two of the most prominent figures in women's basketball has ignited a firestorm of debate regarding the intensity of competition, the nature of sportsmanship, and the evolving dynamics within women's sports.
You be studying my arms?
Yeah, you got some good arms.
Yeah, I do. It's very nice. I think at times, like, yeah, I'm small, but like, I try to hold my own the best I can, and it's actually funny. We were playing live the other day, and I was backing down E-Dub, and E-Dub's like, man, I thought I was just gonna push you out of the way, but you're a little stronger than I thought. I was like, yeah, E-Dub, like, don't mess with me, like.
The video, reportedly captured during a highly anticipated exhibition game between a select WNBA All-Star team and a top NCAA college team, showcases a moment that no one saw coming. What began as a routine play quickly turned into an intense showdown as Taurasi, known for her fierce competitiveness and no-nonsense attitude, collided with Clark, a player celebrated for her sharpshooting abilities and fiery spirit on the court.
she's always been one of my favorites to play against. There's certain people that compete a certain way no matter what the score is, no matter how their season's going, and she's one of those players. And to bring that energy to our team and that type of competitiveness, I think it's going to move the needle for us. And then Kai is just so dynamic. I mean, there's not many players like her in the world at her size, what she can do offensively, defensively. I've gotten to know her pretty well through USA camps, and there is a certain seriousness about her that's scary for everyone else.
In the footage, the altercation appears to begin with a verbal exchange that quickly escalates. The exact words exchanged between Taurasi and Clark remain unclear, but it's evident from their body language that tensions were running high. As the two players continued to exchange words, the situation spiraled out of control, culminating in Taurasi shoving Clark, who retaliated with equal force.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to us. We know how the WNBA season goes. It comes really quickly. You have to find a way to forge these relationships and this chemistry very quickly. And it starts with, today's brunch. It starts with going to San Diego today and starting our training camp. And we start forging those, really strong relationships that help you on the court. I mean, what an incredible career. I had an opportunity to play with Candace on the national team in Russia, obviously, and the WNBA.
The physical exchange, though brief, was intense, with teammates and officials rushing in to separate the two stars before the situation could escalate further. To fully understand the significance of this incident, it's essential to delve into the backgrounds of both Diana Taurasi and Caitlin Clark, two athletes who represent different eras and styles of basketball.
At her size, being able to do what she did really opened up, I think, the door to seeing a new way of playing basketball, especially on the women's side. And what an incredible career, honestly. She's done some things that not many people even dream of doing. And, what she did at Tennessee is just incredible. And, what she's doing on the other side, too, now, being on TNT and opening all those opportunities for women. I mean, she's really a trailblazer in a lot of ways.
Diana Taurasi, often hailed as the greatest female basketball player of all time, has had an illustrious career spanning nearly 2 decades. A 3-time WNBA champion with the Phoenix Mercury, Taurasi is known for her scoring prowess, court vision, and leadership. She has also been a key figure in the U.S. women's national basketball team, contributing to multiple Olympic gold medals and World Cup victories.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Sometimes it's hard when you're when you have training camp in the city, you have practice and then everyone goes and they're busy. But, we're going to be in San Diego for 5 days and really get to know each other. We have a brand new group, and I think it'll be a great opportunity to get to know each other and start, building chemistry as a team.
How do you feel heading in?
Her legacy in the sport is cemented by her numerous accolades, including multiple WNBA MVP awards, scoring titles, and all-star selections. Taurasi's reputation as a fierce competitor and a vocal leader on the court has earned her both admiration and criticism throughout her career. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is one of the brightest young stars in women's basketball today.
I mean, that's just all hot smoke, clickbait. I mean, the man is a coach. That's what he does for his whole life. He coached at the highest level in the NBA, and to have an opportunity to be around him for the last 4 or 5 months, it's just, it's been refreshing. He loves the game. He loves the coach, and I'm just really excited for us and our fans.
As a standout guard for the University of Iowa, Clark has garnered widespread attention for her exceptional shooting range, playmaking ability, and tenacity. Her performances have often drawn comparisons to some of the game's greats, and she has quickly become a fan favorite for her fearless approach to the game. Despite her youth, Clark has already shattered several records and earned numerous accolades, including being named an All-American and leading the NCAA in scoring. The altercation between Taurasi and Clark, while shocking, is perhaps indicative of the broader trends and rising tensions within women's basketball. Over the past few years, the sport has seen a significant increase in visibility and competitiveness. The WNBA has grown in popularity, with games drawing larger audiences and more media coverage than ever before. Concurrently, women's college basketball. The sports world has been shaken by a viral video showing an intense altercation between WNBA coach Cheryl Reeve and college basketball star Caitlin Clark. The footage, which has rapidly spread across social media, captures a heated exchange that has left fans and analysts alike stunned. The incident has sparked widespread debate, raising concerns about sportsmanship and the high-pressure environment within professional and collegiate sports. As the video continues to circulate, questions about the context and repercussions of this confrontation are growing, drawing significant attention to the figures involved.
We haven't seen him a lot, I'll say that. What I have seen, and coming into the season, watching her in college, I said the single best thing that she does that young players don't do is she plays at an incredible pace. And pace can get you really, really far, and there's great value in that. Pace and passing, I think, are her two greatest things. I know the sexier part is probably the logo 3, but the pace and the passing is what makes her exceptional in my mind. The importance to the W, you're all standing here. I don't think it's just for Maya Moore's, jersey into the Raptors. At least I hope some of you are here for that. But every city that she's in, I thought it was really cool her senior year of college to see that take hold. It wasn't just the Iowa fan.
In the world of sports, emotions run high, and tensions can sometimes boil over in ways that surprise even the most seasoned observers. Recently, a video emerged online that has quickly gone viral, capturing an unexpected and intense altercation between Cheryl Reeve, the highly respected and accomplished head coach of the WNBA's Minnesota Lynx, and Caitlin Clark, one of the brightest young stars in women's college basketball. The video, showing a heated exchange between the two, has sparked widespread debate and concern across the sports world, drawing attention not only for its shocking content, but also for what it reveals about the pressures and challenges faced by athletes and coaches at the highest levels of competition. Cheryl Reeve has long been a prominent figure in women's basketball, known for her strategic brilliance, passionate coaching style, and the success she has brought to the Minnesota Lynx. With multiple WNBA championships under her belt, Reese has established herself as one of the most successful and influential coaches in the league's history. Her tenure with the Lynx has been marked by consistent excellence, driven by her commitment to discipline, hard work, and a deep understanding of the game. Players who have worked with Reese often speak of her as a demanding but supportive coach, someone who pushes them to reach their full potential while also caring deeply about their personal development. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, represents the future of women's basketball.
We've wanted a player or a league that can, sort of transcend some of these spaces and have a roadshow. The NBA's had their players that people come to see, right? So when the Wolves sell tickets, there are certain games that they know people are going to come watch certain players. And Caitlin Clark and some of the other rookies give us that. Obviously, Caitlin, being the headliner.
As a standout player for the University of Iowa, Clark has quickly risen to prominence with her remarkable scoring ability, court vision, and competitive spirit. Her performances on the court have garnered widespread attention, making her one of the most talked-about players in the NCAA. Clark's style of play is characterized by her fearlessness, her willingness to take on challenges, and her knack for delivering in clutch moments. These qualities have endeared her to fans and have made her a role model for young athletes aspiring to make their mark in the sport. The footage that has now gone viral shows a side of both Reese and Clark that many did not expect to see. The video, captured during what appears to be a private or semi-private moment, shows the two engaged in a heated verbal confrontation. The intensity of the exchange is palpable, with both individuals clearly agitated. Reese, known for her normally composed demeanor, appears visibly angry, while Clark, typically confident and unflappable on the court, seems equally fired up. The video offers no clear audio of the words exchanged, leaving viewers to speculate about the cause of the dispute and the specific nature of the conflict between the two. The reaction to the video has been swift and varied. On social media, the footage has been shared and reshared thousands of times, with users offering a wide range of opinions and interpretations. Some have expressed shock and disappointment, questioning how two respected figures in the sport could allow their emotions to get the better of them in such a public way. Others have been more understanding, noting the intense pressure that both Reese and Clark are under in their respective roles and suggesting that moments of conflict are inevitable in such high-stakes environments. For Reese, this incident is particularly striking given her long-standing reputation as a coach who values professionalism and sportsmanship. Throughout her career, she has been a vocal advocate for the growth of women's basketball, both at the professional and grassroots levels. She has spoken frequently about the importance of mentoring young players, helping them navigate the challenges of their careers and preparing them for life beyond basketball. This altercation with Clark, therefore, stands in stark contrast to the image that Reese has cultivated over the years. It raises questions about what might have provoked such a strong reaction from her and whether this moment reflects deeper tensions within the sport. Clark, meanwhile, is at a different stage in her career. As a college athlete, she is still in the process of establishing herself and defining her public persona. While she is known for her competitive edge and fiery style of play, this incident might shape perceptions of her in new ways.